All right, so let's talk about something fascinating. We're going to dive into a pretty simple free-to-play browser game called Narrow One. At its core, it's just capture the flag with bows and arrows. Sounds basic, right? But what we're really going to explore is the absolutely incredible and super complex community that just sprouted up around it, all on its own. And that really gets you thinking, doesn't it? When you've got this digital space with no built-in social structures, no official guilds, no teams, nothing, what do people actually do? Do they just play the game for a bit and then log off? Or does something else start to happen? Well, in the case of Narrow One, something else definitely happened. What popped up was a full-blown virtual society. I'm talking powerful factions, legendary players who are basically treated like rock stars, and even this whole shadowy underbelly of espionage and political drama, it's wild. So long before the game developers ever thought about adding official social features, the players just took matters into their own hands. They didn't wait around for permission. They just started building a world for themselves, using tools like Discord to get organized. And the core building block of this entire world? It's the clan. You really got to think of them as digital tribes. These are not just teams for playing the game. No, they're the heart of social life, and each one has its own unique identity, its own set of rules, its own culture. And these player-made clans, they quickly became the center of the whole Narrow One universe. They're where you make your friends, where you find your rivals, and, at the end of the day, they're where all the power is. And at the very top of that pyramid, one clan stands way above everyone else. Meet Two Shots, or as everyone calls them, 2S. These guys are at the absolute top of the food chain. They're seen as the most powerful, most prestigious group in the entire community, hands down. They basically wrote the playbook on how to run a clan, and getting in is like a mark of true elite status. So, how do they stay so exclusive? Well, it's not just about how good you are. To join twos, you have to complete 3 quests. The first one's a cute little in-game scavenger hunt. The second, you have to beat one of their designated members in a duel. But that last one, that's the real test. You have to pass a vote. It's a straight-up popularity contest, where it doesn't just matter if you're good, they vote on whether they actually like you. You have to literally be friends with the game's elite. Now, any society, whether it's digital or real, has its icons, the people everyone knows and looks up to. In Narrow One, these are the star players, and their reputations are built on just unbelievable skill and some truly historic achievements. First up, you have Kaworu. This guy is a foundational figure. A lot of people in the community will tell you he is the single best player the game has ever seen, period. And not only did he win the 2023 World Cup, he's also the guy who founded the top clan, Twos. It's like he's the Michael Jordan of the game and also the guy who owns the team. Then there's Snado. He took over the leadership of 2S from Kuro and totally carved out his own legendary status. His dominance is just undeniable. In 2024, he won both the World Cup and was voted Player of the Year. And these aren't just bragging rights. These are official awards that the community created themselves. But maybe the most mind-blowing story of them all is this player named Playton. His rise was so fast, it sounds fake. On his first day playing, he breaks a record. By day 3, he's already beating seasoned top-tier players. 16 days in, he completely demolishes a community legend in a one-on-one duel. And then, get this, less than a month after he first started playing the game, he wins the entire World Cup. It's the kind of prodigy story you see maybe once in a generation. But, wherever you have power and competition, things are bound to get complicated. This digital society isn't all just friendly games and celebrating heroes. There's a darker, more political side to it all. And this quote from a community member really sets the stage perfectly. It's a warning, right? That the most powerful clan, Twos, doesn't just play on the field. They might be playing in the shadows too, allegedly planting spies inside rival clans. So here's the core of the accusation. On paper, 2S has a very strict one-clan policy. If you're in their clan, you're only in their clan. But the allegation is that members are using secret alternate accounts to join other clans. There was this one suspected spy account, apparently named IEU, that was found after it infiltrated a rival clan. The whole point, allegedly, was to gather intelligence and test the loyalty of other players from the inside. And believe me, these conflicts have real, tangible consequences. In this huge scandal that everyone called the Limits drama, a former member just blew the whistle, revealing that Twos was using a bug to get in-game currency unfairly. The accusations were proven to be true, and the punishment was swift. The clan leaders had their special checkmark icons, which are a massive symbol of legitimacy in their world, taken away, and the clan's shared account even got temporarily banned.
Okay, so we've seen factions, we've seen celebrities, we've seen scandals. This community has become so developed that it's actually started creating its own self-sustaining cultural institutions. Just like a real-world society would. And the absolute best example of this is Narrow News. This is not just some fan blog, okay? It is a full-fledged player-run media organization. They do daily news recaps, they publish data analysis, they run an official award show, they maintain a massive player wiki, they even have a hall of fame to immortalize the game's greatest players. It's incredible. And thanks to all that data analysis they do, we can actually see the power structure. Look at this chart. It shows how many times each clan got mentioned in the main community hub. And it's not even close. Tuiz is just dominating the entire conversation. The next closest clan, T7, gets about half as many mentions. Everyone else? They're barely even a blip on the radar. This shows you the big two in stark visual terms. And this whole internal culture, it just keeps going. They've designed and created their very own medals and awards to recognize achievements. You can be named Person of the Month or get an official medal for being ranked as a top 10 player. It is a complete, self-regulating ecosystem of status and achievement. And that really brings us to the final thought here. All of this, the politics, the culture, the heroes, the villains, it all just grew organically from a super simple browser game. It's this fascinating little microcosm of human behavior. And it makes you wonder, when we're given even the simplest blank canvas, is our fundamental impulse just to build a society complete with all of its triumphs and all of its flaws? And what does that say about us?